The death drive of the Fourth Estate as we know it seems to have reached a rampant peak. In the last fortnight, we've had the announcement that regional bulletins will be replaced by statewide bulletins in major areas. Add to this the 2020 mega cull by Rupert Murdoch of 100 of his community newspaper presses, and you've got less and less stories about the regions and more focus on the big three. Some might say, great, now there's a chance for smaller startups to be more successful. But unfortunately, it's not so clear-cut. Simply put, Web 2.0 could be the worst thing that has happened to media in the first Western world. Web 2.0 saw an increase in consumption of media, with social media expanding to fill the void left by those who didn't make the leap to an online platform. It's a sad fact that many media degree holders are now falling into the trap that many arts students found themselves in at the turn of the millennium. The market is contracting. Perhaps worse is the quality of news that is being delivered to some of the most popular news websites. News.com.au, a News Limited website that once promoted articles from its resource partners, now might as well be a tabloid. Journalists, whom I won't name here, write stories about TikTok videos that often have the same theme: mummy hacks, confused Americans, hilarious fails. It's also rampant with weekly articles by men-hating sexologists, whose articles, peppered with selfies of themselves, are designed solely to get a rise out of single men. And if you love your television, be sure to get your daily dose of Married at First Sight, The Bachelor, MasterChef, My Kitchen Rules, The Block, Big Brother, The Voice, and much, much more. We wonder if people would actually go on these shows if they knew that they were going to be snarkily torn apart by this website. There's also websites that masquerade as independent news, such as pedestrian.tv. You'd think with their bit-part take on the news and essay-length titles that perhaps they're an independent news outlet. Wrong. The owner of pedestrian.tv is none other than 9 Digital Proprietary Limited, whose chairman is none other than former Liberal Treasurer Peter Costello. It's no wonder that the 18 to 24-year-old demographic has seen its number of news-savvy young people dwindle when you've got some of these for titles. Gladys Berejiklian urged people to tell the truth before police announce a shit ton of fines. Fucking hell. New South Wales records 50 new cases in Sydney and confirms a teenager is in the ICU. TikTokers are obsessed with this Macca's Neapolitan shake hack, which looks like a unicorn turd. The Australian, The Financial Review, Sydney Morning Herald, Daily Telegraph, Advertiser, The Age, Herald Sun, Perth Now, The West Australian, WA Today, and so on, are now only online mastheads for their company's printed papers. And that's something that could also be coming to an end soon. Again, it's sad that News Limited used the cover of COVID-19 as an excuse to kill off regional journalism. Some might call to the Morrison government's Public Interest News Gathering Fund, announced last April, as a way that the government is standing by regional journalists during this tough time. But it wasn't. Just take a look at where the $50 million went. $10,416,593.90 went to Rural Press Proprietary Limited. Seems like a fair shot, right? Surely it's going to go to a company in need. Nope. They're owned by Fairfax Media, one of the gargantuans of the media game in Australia at the moment. That's 20% of the grant already gone. Then you've got $10,268,058.06. That's right, 6 cents, seriously, went to Southern Cross Austereo Proprietary Limited. They're a part of the Southern Cross Media Group, whose regional bulletins were in the last fortnight shafted by Nine in favour of national bulletins. Oh, and let's not forget that they also own the prosperous Triple M and hit radio stations around the country. So already, 40% of the money has gone to metro-based companies, whom are already big companies that aren't sinking. The top 5 is rounded out by Prime Media Group Limited, aka 7 West Media, Win Television, who's Nine's new partner, and led by owner Bruce Gordon, who has a significant interest in Channel 9, and then Nine itself in the form of Nine Entertainment Company. Together, that's also $13,201,737.39 on top of the original $20.6 million mentioned. a grand total of $33,886,389.35, or 67.77% of grant money ends up going to big market players or companies with ties to a national media conglomerate. Let's not forget that also in June 2019, Wynne closed several newsrooms throughout New South Wales and Queensland, including country areas such as Orange, Wagga, Albury, and Queensland's Hervey Bay. But hey, it's not like this government has any history of misallocation of grant funds, right?
A fresh turn tonight in the sports rorts scandal, with revelations Minister Bridget McKenzie handed her own gun club almost $40,000 in taxpayers' cash.
The money is allegedly based on the revenue generated by the company, so even a startup could not gain access to said funds. And how can we stop this? We can all do our part by following independent news commentators on YouTube and on social media. Read news websites that focus on regional areas that aren't owned by Fairfax or News Limited, such as Independent Australia or Michael West. Even some industry-backed sites such as the New Daily are a great source of information to make clear of any biases they have. Perhaps you could even start up a blog in your own area covering important regional issues. Because without content creators, we'd be at the mercy of big media whose only interests are the bottom line and furthering their agenda. Where do you go to get your independent news? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you have to say.